Okay, I need everybody to buckle up, buckaroo, because there was a leak, allegedly, starting on 4chan, where somebody posted a clip of what they claimed to be the in-game Rover for Starfield. This is allegedly going to be the big free update that they add either right before or right after the DLC for the game launches, Shattered Space or whatever it's called. And the footage, honestly, let's pull it up. People have gone back and forth saying it's fake and it's a mod, and then other people are saying it's real. Personally, to me, I think it looks real, because if this were a mod, I think it would be out by now. I think people would be talking about it. I think modders would be discussing it. I don't think that this would be something that would stay secret. But you see he's driving around, navigating through some shrubs around rocks and stuff, and is able to traverse a good bit faster. This is like a low gravity planet, so you see he's just like flying over rocks over pretty good distances. There is a boost, so it does seem to be like involving the same basic controls as the boost pack, which is a little funny. But you can see like he's able to crank the boost for a little bit of extra oomph as he goes over jumps. And it also looks like there is like some sort of ammunition score. I'm guessing it's probably more like vehicle damage. But even as he's taking some of these big hits, let's see if when he lands this, if this changes. It didn't change. So I don't really know what the 100 out of 100 is supposed to mean. Maybe that is just damage and he hasn't taken any in these jumps. Maybe they have God mode turned on. Who knows? But this seems to be a pretty reasonable to expect. I think capture. I all of this. Okay, I can't talk today. I'm just like, I swear to God, I'm not drunk. I'm just brain fried. Okay, this, however, does seem to be, in my view, most likely a leak of the Rover. I think that this is probably what it looks like. Now, I already see people in chat. I already see people in chat making jokes. Edwin, this looks fake. There's no hitching or anything. Yeah, where are the frame drops? I will say there are a good number of like things popping in the distance, which again makes me be like, okay, this is probably real. Like there's a lot of pop in stuff like that. That's the other thing, is it's pretty low quality footage. So it's covering up some of the pop in of smaller foliage close up to the camera. But this has always been the struggle for the creation engine, is just streaming data in. It's not very fast at that. Some people say it's because of each object having physics applied to it, or this or that. Who knows? You can see like birds flying by in the same clips. Like with this, you can see stuff popping in, and in this case, popping out in the distance right there. See that? So I think that this is probably what it looks like. And I see people in chat joking, wow, now you can see, look at all the popping. Now you can see nothing a lot faster. And I have a feeling that that's going to be the general sentiment, is that they're going to add this and it's going to be like, okay, cool. Okay. Like it will fix one of the problems with Starfield, which is that between points of interest, it can be anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes to run between them. Now with this, it's probably more like 20 seconds. I think it's going to be a lot harder to mentally check out once you have this. Now, I hope this is something they give you early in the game. I don't know if it's just going to be a new thing that's added to your ship. I don't know how they're going to do it, but hopefully it's not like a late game thing that they lock behind 50 hours of grinding or something. If they do that, then it's a total nothing burger as far as I'm concerned. But if they add it early in the game for people, I think it will help a lot of people avoid mentally checking out. Because most of the people I talked to, at least in my circle of friends that played Starfield, the point where they gave it up was in one of these moments where they were like, at a spot right here, and then their point of interest they had to get to was on top of that hill. And they were like, I have to run for 10 minutes to get up there. I'm good. And they just shut the game off and went and played something else they found more fun. This, I think, will prevent those people from giving it up, which could be a big, big boon to the game. I think that could really, really help it. And I don't want to dismiss that. I think that this is a good addition, and I think this will help the game. And I think the game will almost certainly be better with the Rover than without. It's why I was so baffled when they said that there weren't any rovers in the game. There weren't any vehicles for exploring. And instead, Todd was like, Nope. There's boost packs, so you can boost to places, and they feel real great. You know, that was always really, really weird. But now they're seemingly added it, and I think that will help. But does it fundamentally change the game? I don't think so. I think the problems with Starfield are very deep down, and I think that the mistakes with Starfield were made in the conference rooms at Bethesda Game Studios back in like 2014-15. I think back when they were making the earliest decisions of what this game would look like, and they decided to go with these individual cells or fish bowls being designed with 2 or 3 points of interest, and that they were going to give you 1,000 planets. I think that's where the game started to get out of their control, because it just turned into a beast that was, you know, the old saying is, you know, it goes back to people's discussion of world building in films and TVs and stuff and TV shows and stuff. But it's basically a game that is as wide as an ocean, but as deep as a puddle. And I guess in this case, it's a game that's as wide as the galaxy, but is as shallow as a fishbowl. Like, you know, it just, there's not that much variability here. This will help you get around faster. But if anything, I think this will help people get between points of interest quickly to realize that there's 2 or 3 points of interest that aren't that novel, you know. We'll try this when they drop it. The rumor is that they're going to shadow drop the DLC and presumably also shadow drop this. Now, the DLC seems to be basically set in a city on a single planet. So the use of the rover in the DLC will be probably non-existent, which makes me think that they would stagger it. They do like the rover, get people back in the game to try it, and then shadow drop the DLC like a week later, or vice versa, something like that. And I think that would be a good way of doing it. And I'd be interested in seeing what they can do with the rover. I know some people were asking, maybe they'll allow you to attach weapons to it. Maybe they'll allow you to customize it like the ship builder. I wouldn't expect any of that. My guess is it's basically just going to be, like you see in the bottom right, a rover that you can add to your ship and basically spawn when you land on planets. And I think that's probably about it. A good addition, but just like city maps, I think it's something that needed to be there at launch. And while it's here now, and it's good to have it because it's better with it than without it, I just personally don't expect it to move the needle that much. It's Bethesda. We'll be lucky if it doesn't break the game. Unfortunately, I think you're right. But I mean, I think that if this gameplay looks solid, but it is a Bethesda game and it's Starfield. So lots of pop in as you're moving around. This is weird because when it crashes, the buggy flips and then you see this like artificial crash thing added with the blue frame. So I don't know what the deal is there. I will say I'm also kind of surprised that it moves so floaty. Like it just kind of glides over a lot of these bumps and a lot of the rocks and stuff, which is good because a lot of the maps in Starfield are very, very rocky and clearly were not designed for you to have a rover, or weren't like the rock spawn like frequency wasn't factored in to allow rovers to drive between them. But like this, very, very floaty. And this is Jemison. I think this is a planet like I've even been to. And I don't remember it being this low gravity. So it makes me wonder, did they turn the gravity down on the rover specifically so that it floats more? I don't know. But it does kind of have that vibe. Like this is a very, very low gravity planet. But there's birds flying around. I don't know. We'll see when we get it. We'll see when we get it. We'll see. And it was leaked on 4chan alongside this image, which they also posted. Yeah, it looks real. I mean, if it's a mod, it's a really good mod, but my guess is it's probably real. And so maybe they'll drop this and then they'll fix that $7 quest with the broken reward. Warthog looking ass. Yeah. It's better to have it than to not have it. I'm glad they're adding it. My point is just, I think it should have been added when the game came out. He took my thing.